What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Yes, I didn't do a video yesterday. I'll explain why at the end of the video. But before we crack on with this video, and there's lots of little interesting developments as well, make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Daily Manchester City transfer updates. Make sure you press that red button to stay in the loop with the latest Manchester City news and transfer news. It is free, by the way. You can find my social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, aiming for 600 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. And also, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. So, we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs. We've got a little update developing with David Silva. Now, Sports Witness have been reporting that David Silva is seriously considering joining Lazio this summer. He's in contact with Lazio. He's had dinner with the Lazio's president too, apparently. And he's also keen, apparently, on a move to Rome. And he's excited by the prospect of playing Champions League football next season. Valencia also been linked as well. Apparently, though, David Silva, he wants to stay in Europe and wants to continue playing football, so that would rule out moves to the Far East, to the Middle East, and also the United States of America, where clubs are being linked from all of them countries, and so he's wanting to stay in Europe. So Lazio would be a good move in the Champions League as well. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts of that in the comments below. Now, we've got a little update on Keyendrah Simmonds. He's a 19-year-old Manchester City Academy forward. He's been linked with some loan moves, or I presume they're loan moves anyway. The Sheffield Star, they're reporting that Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday, they both want to sign him. Both Sheffield clubs wanting to lock horns. In my opinion, I don't think he's ready for Premier League football just yet, in my opinion. West Brom also being linked, so the same with them. I don't think he's ready for Premier League football, but Championship football with Sheffield Wednesday being linked would be a good move, in my opinion. Queen's Park Rangers are also being linked. I imagine he'd be looking for regular football, like I said. I'm not too sure if this is a loan move or a permanent transfer. I would presume it'd be a loan move, but if it is a permanent transfer, then maybe it would make sense to go to a Premier League club, West Brom or Sheffield United. But still, I'm struggling to see how he'd get minutes. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I felt that it was a little interesting development that has been happening. Now, we've got an update on Eric Garcia. Now, Mundo Deportivo have been reporting this morning that his agent is going to decide his future for him, which I think is just daft, in my opinion. Eric Garcia, one or two ways about it. He either wants to stay at Manchester City or he doesn't. It's one of them two factors here. Barcelona are interested. In my opinion, it's either going to be to commit his future and stay at Manchester City or join Barcelona. He's taking his time to think about it, as you would. It's a big decision at such a young age for Eric Garcia. He needs to think where is best for his development. He loves working with Pep. He wants to work with Pep, and his agent apparently is bearing in mind that Pep Guardiola may not be at Manchester City in what has been reported as the not too distant future. I'm not too sure how long we're going to have Pep. I would love to see Pep on a new contract at Manchester City. But yeah, it's interesting. We know that Pep Guardiola isn't going to be here forever, but I would hope that if Eric Garcia, now he's been here for a few years, I would hope that he'd be happy in Manchester, he's enjoying his time at Manchester City, and would want to play on a regular basis for Manchester City. After all, City win a lot of trophies. Whilst he's been at Manchester City, we've been extremely successful as well. So yeah, I don't know, if I'm honest, but if he does decide to leave, he wants to leave Manchester City, well, I won't hold any grudges, just like I don't with Leroy Sané. It's just one of them things that I know that I don't want players just to swear their allegiance to Manchester City and say we're not going to play for any other club. That's not how football works. I don't look for sworn loyalty to Manchester City, but I would hope that Eric Garcia would be here other than just for reasons that Pep Guardiola is here, and once Pep leaves that he wants to leave, if you get where I'm coming from with that. I'd hope that he'd want to be here because he's happy to be here, he's enjoying being here, and he's enjoying progressing here. So yeah, I will say one thing though, if Eric Garcia does leave, I would want Barcelona to be paying a lot of money for him. He may have 1 year left on his contract, but I'd still want a lot of money. He's a young prospect. He's a very, very good player. He's very level-headed, very mature for his age, would be an excellent player for any club in the world, in my opinion. And so bringing in top quality young players like Eric Garcia should not come cheap. I know City's got good working relations with Barcelona. I'd still want a good amount of money for him. I couldn't chuck a number out there for what I'd want for Eric Garcia, if I'm honest. I'd probably wait to see what Barcelona were willing to pay and then move from there. I know Barcelona haven't got too much money to play with, so I'm wondering if they can afford him. I'm hoping City will just hold firm here. Getting Eric Garcia on a new contract would be great, but if he does decide to leave, obviously, I reiterate that we do need another centre-back to sign for Manchester City, but we've got lots of good young academy players coming through. Harwood Bellis, Tosin, he's also coming back to Manchester City as well from Blackburn, had a great spell. He's committed to Manchester City, wants to sign a new contract, he wants to captain Manchester City. He's here for the long haul, and he's got all the attributes, good distributor, tall as well, improve on his physicality a little bit, and would be able to have him turn him into a solid young quality centre back, in my opinion. Would need to maybe have a season just to be able to develop, but yeah, like I said, let me know your thoughts of that in the comments below. I will say though, I'm getting more and more concerned the more that Eric Garcia gets linked with moves to Barcelona, but all things are coming from Spain at this moment in time. Until I hear things from England, I'm not going to be overly concerned, but I do have concerns there, I will say. So we're going to move on to the ins. We've got an update on Ferran Torres. Now, ESPN is saying that Ferran Torres, he will complete his move to Manchester City in Barcelona. Playing watching season, it's going to be very difficult. Signing any player from Spain, there is a 2-week quarantine. They've got to come to England, self-isolate for 2 weeks before he could be announced as a Manchester City player. So City want this transfer to be completed in Spain instead. I'm going to presume that City have got some personnel that are over in Barcelona to get this deal sorted and sent through. This would then give time for Ferran Torres to go away, go on holiday, spend some time with family and friends, mull about how he's going to move to Manchester, where he's going to go and live, who he's going to live with, etc, etc. It'll give him a few weeks to sort it out. City looking to get that deal sorted, I would imagine get that sorted at some point this week. Now, apparently, been given time. Apparently, ESPN is saying that Manchester City, they want Ferran Torres to sign his contract on Tuesday, so that could well be the day that Manchester City sign Ferran Torres, so stay tuned to that for that tomorrow. I'm not aware that he's completed his medical yet. We've not had word that he's completed his medical. I don't even know if he's in Barcelona at this moment in time. I'm sure there'll be some developments, and if there are any developments, it'll more than likely come via Twitter, so worthwhile following me on there. You can find the links to that in the description below, and I'll retweet when things are happening so you can stay up to date ASAP. Instead, got a little update on Nathan Ake. He's still on holiday. We're still waiting for him to return from holiday before he signs for Manchester City. This is a little bit more straightforward for City. Unless he is on holiday in Spain, then he'll have to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Maybe we'll get that deal sorted in Barcelona as well. Honestly, he's I don't know where he is on holiday. Nathan Ake seems like a very private person, which each to their own. So it comes very hard for us to be able to track online where he is and what's happening with stuff, but it'll be an easier move for Manchester City to get sorted because he's obviously he's already based in the UK. He'll have to just move up from Bournemouth up to Manchester to complete the deal. But I imagine that will more than likely, with Nathan Ake being on holiday, probably be completed after the Real Madrid game, whereas I'm expecting Ferran Torres to become Manchester City's first summer signing for this summer, which could well go through this week, is what I'm expecting with Ferran Torres, Nathan Ake potentially next week instead. We've got a little update on Adedire Mebude. I don't know how you say his name. I apologise. Terrible. I'm awful. Anyway, the Rangers 16-year-old striker, he's going to sign for Manchester City. It's going to be on a scholarship deal. When he turns 17, it will be a professional contract, which is what Rangers have also offered him too. This is according to Football Insider. City apparently going to pay compensation, which is going to exceed £100,000. Interesting. Now, move on to our last story. Joao Felix is back in the rumour mill with Manchester City. Okay, now I've been tweeted and alerted to Manchester City being interested in Joao Felix, so I did some digging. He plays for Atletico Madrid, we already know this. He signed from Benfica. I think it was €120 million he signed for them. Atletico, they're going to want a lot of money. They're going to want a lot of that money back for the transfer. I just don't personally see Manchester City going that high. Now, when I was doing my digging, we know that City are looking for an attacker that can play on the left, can play on the right, can also play forward, as obviously as a centre-half, as a striker as well, is what they're looking for. They're looking for an all-round attacking player. Now, in my opinion, someone like Haaland would be perfect for Manchester City. I don't see him leaving Borussia Dortmund, certainly not within the next season, maybe next summer, perhaps. But for this summer, Joao Felix may be another option. Now, he's not had as successful a time, I can tell you this right now, as probably what Atletico Madrid were hoping for. They're probably hoping for him to hit the ground running. When you spent €120 million on a player, you're going to want them to hit the ground running. You're going to want them to be doing very well right from the off. I'm certain that Joao Felix is a very good player. I'm confident that whilst Pep is here, that he'd develop and become a very good player. How much time we'd have, I do not know. Like I said, it's going to take some time. He's a very young player. He's a teenager, so it's going to take time to be able to develop and become that top-class player that Joao Felix obviously has got all the credentials to become. It's just going to be very difficult to be able to do that with the pressures that come with it. And like I said, we're talking a massive deal here. We're talking a huge, I reckon we're talking at least £100 million we're talking for an attacker. And when you're spending that much money, you're going to want them to be the next Sergio Aguero. You're going to want them to just come in, start scoring goals, start doing everything, because you're paying that much money. And Joao Felix is going to be very difficult to be able to do that. So, like I said, it would take time to see the best of him. My honest opinion would be to stay at Atletico Madrid and see how he develops over the next couple of seasons and see what happens there. But back in the headlines, getting linked with Manchester City, would love to know your thoughts of that in the comments below. Like I said, personally, I'd prefer Haaland. I think he'd be made for the Premier League. He'd be made for Manchester City, not just a good finisher. He's very dynamic, very quick, very powerful. I think he'd be a very good Premier League striker. I'm certain he'd score a lot of goals. With how attacking City are, Haaland would excite me a lot. So yeah, love to know your thoughts of that in the comments below. So why I wasn't doing a video yesterday, very simple. Wasn't enough content for me to put out a video. From yesterday, I had 2 bits of news stories. They both came in the outs. That isn't enough content for me to be able to distribute a video. Like I said, it'd be just a 2-minute video. And so, yeah, when there isn't enough news, what will happen is I simply won't upload, and I'll wait till the next day so we've got more news so I can be able to make a good quality video. What I'm looking for is high quality, entertaining, informative videos is what I'm looking for from my transfer updates. And the majority of the time, they will be daily Manchester City transfer updates. There will be odd occasions, more than likely on the weekend, more than likely like yesterday, it'll come on a Sunday where the news is a little bit quieter, and when that happens, I'll simply just wait for the next day and be able to upload. Unless there's things happening with other stories and stuff, then I'll be able to distribute other videos instead. But as it is, very quiet on the transfer front at this moment. I'm expecting, though, as the week goes on, to warm up and be very excited. I'm expecting this week to Manchester City to sign their first senior player for the summer transfer window and get us up, rock and rolling. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, aiming for 600 likes. So any help towards that will be much appreciated. Don't forget also, leave your thoughts in the comments below, as I'm always interested in what you do have to say. Don't forget also, subscribe if you're new around here, press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on to be notified immediately for when I do upload. Aiming for 10,000 subscribers at the time of recording this video. We're now less than 800 subscribers away, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. You can also find my social media links in the description below and popping up on screen if you want to go and search for me. And follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, email also in the description below too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Videos are doing very well, lots of views there, lots of interaction, so good sponsorship opportunity. If anyone wants to hit me up with that, just let me know. Email in the description below. So I'll see you all again very soon. So I've been JSGC. I hope everyone is safe and well. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day too. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. Peace. Ciao for now.